This is a safety tip brought to you by the Certified Horsemanship Association. I'm Julie Goodnight, and I'm here to talk to you today about the proper fit and adjustment of the riding helmet. First of all, you always want to make sure you use an ASTM SEI approved helmet for equestrian use. You don't want to use a bike helmet, you don't want to use a hockey helmet. These helmets are approved specific to the sport of riding because the injuries that you could potentially sustain are different than bicycle riding and hockey. So we want to make sure it's an ASTM SEI approved riding helmet. There will be an indication of that on the inside of the helmet. And when we're ready to put the helmet on the head of the rider, we're going to open up all the straps, and then we want to just roll the helmet on from forward to back to sort of smooth the hair out as you go. Want to make sure, by the way, there's nothing under this helmet except head. You don't put your hair up there, you don't put a bandana or a hat on. This helmet has to be right next to the skull of the rider. So we want to make sure the brim of the helmet is parallel to the ground so that the helmet's sitting level on the rider's head. And then to check the fit before we even fasten the straps, first of all, this helmet, if you'll just turn a little bit to the side, this helmet has a dial fit system. So once I have the helmet on, I can turn this dial until it snugs the helmet down, kind of pulls the back of the helmet down just a little bit. So to make sure we've got a proper fit on this helmet, before we attach the chin strap, there's a couple of tests we can do to make sure the helmet is snug on the rider's head. One is to simply move the helmet up and down and see if it moves the eyebrows of the horse. It moves your whole head.
It does.
So I think that's pretty snug because we've got that dial fit back here. It's already snugged that helmet down. Another thing is I'd like you to just bend over and put our hands out. We don't want this helmet to fall to the ground, but just shake your head a little bit and see if that helmet's going to stay on. So again, before we fasten the chin strap, we're checking for a snug fit on this helmet. It's really important to make sure you protect the helmet from any kind of dropping or falling to the ground. Anytime the helmet sustains a hit to the ground, it probably needs to be replaced. So it would be a big shame to just drop this helmet on the ground and have to replace it. So we want to make sure that that helmet is stored out of the weather, out of the sun, so that it maintains the integrity of the helmet throughout the life of the helmet. Before we fasten these chin straps, we want to make sure the sliding piece here is all the way adjusted up to just below the earlobe of the rider. So we have a V forming here. This is really important to securely attach the helmet to the rider's head. So we've got a nice little V, and this piece will move and slide over time, and so you have to periodically readjust it. So now when I do fasten the chin strap, I'm just going to keep my finger underneath the chin of the rider here to make sure I don't pinch her skin in the buckle. And this strap now should be properly adjusted with about one finger in between here for the comfort of the rider, but to still keep it tight enough to hold that helmet on in the event of a fall. So everything looks good to me. It's nice and parallel, well adjusted. We've got our sliders in place. We know that helmet fits because we tested it before we fastened the chin strap. So I think you're ready to go. This is a safety tip brought to you by CHA.